your peers. And I mean that in every way because in my findings, a lot of people in this generation, provided that we have a lot of information out here, I mean, anybody can become a guru of anything by just accessing the information that is available for all of us, for all of us. But a lot of people are lazy. We all have our lazy times, if you agree. But when we make the best use of the few opportunities that we have, then it's massive what we can become, what we can gain, how we can transform our lives, transform our businesses, transform our bank account. Because in the end, it's all about the money, if you ask me. All right. I hope we can hear me.
Very well.
Yes, very
We
well.
can hear you, sir. Very well. You're muted, please. We can't hear you again, Mr. DJ.
Okay, now you hear me. Okay. So awesome. Don't mind me, I'm an early riser. I've been up since 3 a.m. and I just took a quick nap so I could be in fresh energy to see it on my face. All right. So the purpose of this coming here, I believe you have better things to do, or you are here because this is important to you and to your business. Some of us already have businesses that is already popping. Some of us have businesses that is not popping yet. Some of us don't have any business yet, but we are all here together and it's going to be a very wonderful time. I didn't prepare something very, enormous for our presentation, but I did some due diligence to have my highlight down so that we can carry ourselves along and you can picture what part of the conversation we are in. So allow me, I'm going to be sharing my screen so that you see that. Going to be sharing my screen right there. So my face will be somewhere hidden, but I think this is more important to all of us. All right. Drop something in the chat to let me know you are seeing my presentation. Right. Thank you very much. Okay. So the whole idea of uh, having a sustainable business, right? Or business strategy. I want you, I don't know. I want everybody in the chat right now to relax, like relax. All the grammar that you heard, I want you to calm down. I want you to take it off because personally, I am not a fan of the traditional school. So anytime I hear something very grammatical, I tend to be out of my bag and be like, oh, you're about to say something that will be over my head, right? So I want you to calm down. I want you to take that to your shoulders and relax. I've noticed that whenever it is time to learn about something or to hear somebody talk about something that they don't work very much, everybody tends to get edgy in the sense of, oh, I don't know this stuff. Will I ever understand this stuff? What person we're talking about, will I even get it? You have to get that mindset of you because with that mindset, you're going to get anything away from this class. All right. So relax. All this grammar about building a sustainable digital business strategy for long-term success simply means that how to get your business in front of the person that needs your business when your business. Do you understand? Let me rephrase. How to get my business or my brand or whatever I'm doing to the right person at the right time. That's the whole story. That is the whole story, guys. All right. So I'm going to be moving forward from there. All right. Let me introduce myself. Who is the guy trying to tell us? Because personally, I also do not like people telling me what to do, but if we don't know things, we should still place themselves in, oh, I know a little bit about this stuff, and I could tell you more than you could go about it in the best way. So let me introduce myself. The anchor of the program didn't pronounce my name well, but let's take him. We are off only right now. My name is Bamide Ayodeji Adeoye. I am the founder of the Peak Suite. And when I graduated uni, or before I graduated the university, I've always had this mind of being futuristic in my ideas, thinking on, oh, where where are we going to from here, right? And there was a time where I think I was in 300 level. I had a conversation with someone. Everybody's having shops. Everybody's opening shop. And in my mind, I'm like, there's going to be one day in the future when people will no longer need to have shops to run their business. I'm talking about 20, I can't remember the year or the period level, but it was way before pandemic, way before Instagram ad reels, way before Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg purchased Instagram. So if you are concerned with these timelines, you will know that that goes way back, right? So I'm like, people are no longer going to primarily need a shop to run their business because this is the idea. Now, you might be taking your notes now. I'm not a traditional person, so my introduction might not be the usual thing you're expecting, right? I'm already like dishing out what you need to listen to or what you need to hear. Why does somebody needs a shop, right? Number one, they have something they want to sell, primarily, whether a service or whether a product. I believe we all know the difference between a service and a product, right? And they need where to interact or to interface with somebody that needs that business, right? Somebody that needs that service or product. They need to interact. We need to find you. I need to, what do I usually do? I need to buy me a nice shoe and a bag. Somebody out there is selling a nice shoe and a bag. We need where we can meet and I can see the bag and make a purchase and shake hands and that's done, right? Now, the hold money, meaning in the past, someone needs to go to a shop to find out and make their transaction. But what the digital economy has done is that the person that is selling, right, that's going to be offering a service or selling can meet whoever needs them without having a physical contact with each other. Now, as simple as that two term is, there is a lot of work, there's a lot of psychology, there's a lot of what other English? I'm looking for one more, but I can't find it right now. Pardon me. There's a lot of things that goes on into these materials to bring somebody that is offering or selling something to somebody that needs them. And it is those that have the skill, that have the skill set to utilize this opportunity to have an edge because life is all about edge. There's nothing we are doing here, but there's nothing that anybody is doing that might be like, except for people like Elon Musk, right? But most of us, what we are doing is not really rocket science, right? It is just finding edge and doing the best with the edge that you found. Because once you do that, you can multiply it and then your bounce account can be bigger than it is, right? Okay. So I had that idea, but I had nothing to do with it. I had no knowledge about it. So the first thing you might want to write this part down is that I started believing, I started thinking like I was the person I wanted to become. Let that sink in a little bit. I started saying that I'm a social media manager. Now, anytime I mention social media manager, you can put in your own business because until the way we think changes, we might not be able to utilize most of these futuristic tools, especially now that we have a lot of them like the AI. We are going to get into that. So if I want to stick around at the end of this, I'm going to be talking about AI as well as how it relates to my business and how it could relate to yours. By the way, please, moderator, please drop me a chart. Uh, Let me know how many minutes I got. All right. So I started without zero knowledge of it, but I can say I'm a student of the internet and I started to learn from everywhere that I could. And when I graduated, I studied transport management in school, aviation option, meaning I could be at the airport right now, be an air traffic controller or something. But when I started social media management, I've learned what it takes to not only survive but thrive in a digital business landscape because I've interacted with a lot of businesses, small businesses, big ones, and all that. So I'm here today to share insight that could be a game changer for anyone looking to grow a sustainable digital business. Now, recently, I'm of the school of thought that if I'm sitting next to Dangote right now, I would not, well, don't get me wrong, if Dangote offers me $1 billion, I will take it. But I will not necessarily be looking for money from Dangote if I ever get to the end. What I would rather want is to get into his head. I want to know how he thinks because it is how we think here that affects everything in our lives. So I'm here to share some of the things that helped me to have a business that is doing up to like 10 million a year, that is doing like 15 million a year, right? And how it has been like that over and over. You might be able to take some things home, whether you're directly in my industry or you're in a different industry. All right. And there will be time for question and answers as well. Okay. So there is a very interesting question that everybody might ask, that my dad might ask about this online thing, because a lot of these people don't just believe it. Like, better go and find one job or this your business. Better, you know, I've had people talk to me like that. That's not okay. I need a minute. All right. So the question is, can a digital business be sustainable in the long term? And the answer is yes, if you have strategic. So let's get into it. All right. Being strategic does not mean that you have to be the smartest person. In fact, like you don't have to invent anything. But what you can do is to utilize and make the best use of the tools and materials that are already provided for you. In fact, in the industry that I'm in, there is nothing really new. You just have to be on top of all of the tools that is provided for you and leverage them the best way you can. All right. So let's talk about what this long-term vision can be related to, because I don't just want to come and make 100K today, and I don't know where my next 100K is coming from. I'm going to be frustrated. Although I cannot really tell where my 100K, next 100K is coming from, but I can make some provisions that will help me have some edge so that I can have that 100K again, twice, thrice, four times. And when you make it 10 times, that's how much? That's 1 million. And when you make that over two, you are able to scale up. All right. So I'm going to be emphasizing the power of consistency, and I'm going to be having specific tactics, right? Like being a recognizable brand voice and leveraging social tools. All right. So this is where it gets very interesting. And I need you to be seated. If you are on this meeting and you are watching TV or TikTok, I want to pause it right now and really lock it, because this is a lifetime opportunity for many of us, because we might not go after this meeting and go Google something up. All right. But before I continue, please drop in the chat if my audio is still good and you're still working with me. Let's do that under 10 seconds. Just need like two responses and then we are good to go. Thank you very much. All right. So I already assumed that I have a business at this point. I already assumed that you do have a business or you are thinking of a business. Also, I also assume that some of you guys are just social media managers or you're trying to become one. That's a business as well. So hold that in one hand. So the assumption that you have a business, I'm not the branding guy. I won't talk about branding, but I might put it on them. But taking that business, right? I want you to think of something. These are everyday life things. When we started, for those that are just joining, we spoke on the journey where somebody needs to open up their own shop so that somebody that wants to order a product for them, right, can come in there at a particular time to come and make a purchase. Now, what makes somebody finds my shop? Number one, it could be at a marketplace where everybody is open. So people are just scrolling through the marketplace and sees you. When they see you, what makes them approach you? What can attract them? What would make them buy something? All of those things that happens in normal businesses is practically applicable to everyone, right? So we're going to be transposing that onto this digital space because I like to use practical things that explains to us how this space really works. Some of you are already doing it, you are getting results, but you might not even be able to explain it so that you can be able to scale it and probably you now start having the business branches. Oh, I have I used to be in Lagos. Now I have a branch in Abuja, and I'm not even in Abuja, but I can supply in Abuja, right? Because social media or digital space it's not a standalone venture most of the times, except you're like Temu. By the way, I had to do that. I was looking for where to use Temu because those guys are big works, right? Except you have big projects like that, but you have this small budget that you want to use and utilize. And probably you are offering a service that can be moved or delivered anywhere in the world, or a service that you don't really even have to see someone like myself. I have two clients in the United States. I've never met each other. I've been handling their social media for like a year, and I made a lot of money off that. All right. So how this works is that usually the psychology of how things work in real life can be somebody say they can't hear me. Please confirm that my audio, that somebody else confirm that my audio is good.
I can hear you from my end. Mr. John, it's possible it's a network at your end. You can, okay, I think he's
Oh,
at that. Yeah, I'll drop. Please continue, please.
all right, great. So social media or digital whatever, not a standalone venture. Most of the time it's built on the whole things that we know, but made faster and new, right? So as I was saying, when you have a physical business, people find you by many ways. The one that is old and popular is word of mouth or referral, where somebody that purchased from you before go ahead and talk. Oh, I just bought my furniture from these guys. Oh, they are good. Can I have the number of these guys? Then somebody walks into your shop, you make a sale. Or go a little further by having printed handbills, or they're having uh, a radio promo going on. That's now big boy level. Somebody heard, oh, I heard you guys have this, blah, blah, blah. They walk in and then they make a purchase. Now, all the volumes of the people, let me start with the volumes of the people that walk past that location in a single day. Let's say you have your office or you have your shop in a location like the Garki market or Wuse market, or let me say like a very populated area, right? What be the foot traffic? Give me some figures in the chat. Could it be 1,000 people per day, 100,000 people per day? Do you think there is any location in the world or in our country right now where we have 3 million people walking past that place per day? I don't think so. Even New York might not have that much. I've not been to New York before, but now think in those numbers, think in those terms. You don't have such number of people walking past physically in those places per day. But do you know how many people goes online every single day? Think on it. Every single day. Do you know how many people passes through, scrolls through social media? You can do the numbers a lot. Now, how do we now tap in just to get a word out on, oh, if you are ever looking to buy a furniture piece, I am here and I am active. I am your guy. As simple as that is, there's a lot of work that goes in there. And mind you, we talked about the emphasis, we are going to emphasize on the power of consistency. Now, you know that the numbers are here, right? Let's go back again to the physical shops, right? On the physical shop, if I open Monday, 2 p.m., next day, I'm not open. Wednesday, I come 8 a.m. Following day, I didn't show up. Some people that have been taking note of me that needs my services, they will not be converted into sales, right? Same as the online thing. Consistency. Doing what you are doing over and over again. Sometimes it gets very boring and monotonous and mechanical, but it's very important, right? And then that over a long period of time, right? And change tips on how what you are doing is going to add up and you become a giant and somebody to reckon with. And it's funny how you can appear very big online and you don't even have a shop. You're just in the corner of your and you're making your millions. That is what digital space can offer you. You can look as big as Elon Musk or Tim if you want to by doing just some simple things. All right. So I have a quote here. I'm a very big fan of quote. I believe they stick with us. You can read it along under your breath. You can read it. Social media success doesn't come overnight. Start small, stay consistent, and focus on creating genuine connections. So at the end of this meeting, you understand this way better. But I believe that most of us already know this stuff. All right. I almost said praise the Lord there. Pardon me. Okay. So on to the next point I have here. This is the strategic planning. And what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be highlighting the importance of setting clear goals and tracking them. I'm going to provide you with examples of tools or strategies for maintaining focus. All right. Now, already opened your mind to the possibility that is available using digital platforms to make money and do it over again and over again and over again. But I wouldn't be doing justice to this if I don't share you some of the tools, some of the ways that I've done this personally, and how you can replicate that in your own personal business or any venture as well. Now, when we talk about business in 2024 and move forward in 2025, for those that does not have any, a business can be as simple as a skill that you have, and somebody is willing to pay for that. As soon as somebody is willing to pay for what you do, then that makes it a business. I don't care what anybody tells me. If, okay, I digress a bit. The first time I got paid for consultancy, like what I'm talking about right now, just for somebody to call me and be like, we have a product, we want to sell it online, give us an insight. I spoke for about 20 minutes and I got my 50K in my account straight up. I'm done. That's crazy. That's consultation. Easy, easy money because I've vowed myself to understand and to practice over and over, right? So whatever skills you might have and you're thinking of how to make money, just find the way to be the best at it and then you are gone. Like gone to a good place. I mean, all right. So clear goal is that nobody opens a shop on now I have a shop. Well, what am I selling? No, let's start selling this tomorrow. No, this one is not moving. Let's start selling that. I mean, that's how most of our parents were always trying something and then skipping. I understand the need to make money, But if you're not consistent at least for like 5 years, if you're doing something you can be consistent for like 5 years doing, you might make some money along the way, but you won't grow big enough to outlast or to go above average, right? So think about that business right now. Think about how big it could be. Think about people that are already doing it. How far have they gone? What are the possibilities? Like the phrase I like to use. What is the money here? What is the wildest dream here? To me, one of the widest dreams is to have a business that is listed on the stock exchange. I mean, that is big, right? So you have to have clear goals. You have to at least even write them down. It's very important. And you have to make them simple. This is not where we are going to be teaching smart goals and all that. But you need to. Okay. When a client approached me to handle their social media business, the first is to create a goal. Now, goals can be diverse. They can be different. They can be different from one business to the other, right? So what we want to do is to analyze a business, right? And be like, oh, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to gain awareness. I want people to know my name. I want people to know my name and know what I'm doing and have the interest to come forward and be like, for me, here is my money. Sounds simple enough, right? It could be better, right? Now, because when you have that, you have something you are tracking so that every strategy that you are having, you can be like, okay, I think this one is working. I think this one is not working. Let's start again. All right. And then these goals are going to be consistent with your business or your brand. Now, let me explain why that is important. Many people still don't understand why, yeah, at least most of my clients, I stopped using Canva designs for a lot of my clients when they are posting on social media because of one simple thing. How you are perceived online is how your customers or potential customers are going to rate you. If you don't position yourself well, you might be selling a product that is better than any of the ones that they know that is popular, and they are pricing you like nonsense, right? Okay, so getting a very good brand, how you position yourself. I will use the physical shop example again. So you say you sell luxury bag, right? But when I come into your shop, you have there are no LED lights. Or let me use the positive ones now. There's a LED light, very colorful. The smell of the space is nice. There's a TV, there is AC. Now, as simple as that might be, that is very important. There's AC, there's a nice sofa where I can sit and wait. When I come in, perhaps there's someone that brings me water in a glass to drink and make me feel comfortable. You think when I tell you that my bag is 400K, before you can question that, you get what I'm trying to bring out now? All right. So there are ways also online to position yourself in such a way, simple as your Instagram bio, as simple as the caption, your caption arrangement, are the energies you give off online to make people understand, oh, I think I like this business. It's just perception. I might just be one person in a corner of the room doing that for you or by yourself. And people think, oh, this guy is really doing great. You might not be selling anything for like 60 days, but because you're making all these wonderful posts, people might be like, oh, I think I want to do business with this guy, right? Put that at the back of your hands, all right? So let me read this quote for us to propel this conversation on this segment. Every digital effort direction. Have a clear goal, plan your content strategy, and stay focused on your unique value, even when trying new trends. All right. So we already talked about goals. As simple as the goal of perception. This is how I want to be perceived by the market. That is also in alignment with your message or what we call messaging or what everybody now understands as content, right? Because content is the food for online anything, meaning the materials that you put out, the materials that you post anywhere. That's just simply what content is, all right? So you want to refine them from your goals so that they are going to pass your message accordingly to anybody that needs to reach it. You know, I already said at the beginning of this meeting, I will find our topic that the beginning of our topic is that how to get my business in front of my business when they need my business and do it over and over again. That's simple. That's everything that it is, right? So some of the tools, very popular tools is Facebook, Instagram. TikTok is now trying to like move everywhere. So TikTok or any digital platform. But before you choose a digital platform, there are some things you need to do, right? Because these platforms, they are unique from each other. A simple Google search will help you. This is what I'm trying to tell. I heard there's a podcast owner, right? Is it a video podcast or audio podcast or the two? Which of these platforms encourage this form of content? Okay, I have a video podcast or an audio one, right? That is the product I'm offering. That is the service I'm offering, right? Who needs to hear my stuff and my audience? I'm already using somebody's business to explain, right? You might try to find a way to translate that into your own terms, right? Okay, it's it. Who are the people doing big in this industry? What are the possibilities and what are the resources that I have now? I might not be as big as Joe Rogan yet, right? I might not have the fancy mic in front of me. I might not have the fancy lights. What do I have now? And ladies and gentlemen, you have to start where you, as much as you want to start big, you still have to start. So if you don't have all those things and that is your business, just start, right? Just a little bit effort to, let the market perceive you as a great person. So I have my business like that. Oh, YouTube is good for video, but nobody will just sit down and set me on YouTube single-handedly. Single-handedly. So what do I do? Let me use Instagram. Short form content is better on Instagram and TikTok to send people. You are getting the whole drama. Let me take on now. Um, so you have to have a strategy. And the best way to have a strategy, I'm going to be emphasizing the next point. The next point is put in the work. If you are next to somebody, tell them put in the work. Now, when you hear work, most of us get uh uneasy because it's like I don't like work, trust me, but I have to work, right? So you can make it fun for yourself when you're putting in the work. And I've heard this a lot of times where clients say, if it's just a post, why are you charging me 300,000, 150 for should be just a post? Come on now. Post by yourself and see how it goes, right? So yes, it's easy to post, but to grow, that takes real work. From researching your audience to refining your message. I've already been giving pointers to this, but let me emphasize on the work that you have to do. Number one, everybody assumes that every business should be profitable. Nah, no, I disagree. You have to know who can pay for your business or for your service because those are the people that are going to feed you. So your first research is who can pay for this stuff I'm doing? Who needs it enough to money in exchange for it? One. Secondly, where are these people? Oh, are they spending time on Facebook? Because I used an example of people in the market, right? If I want to buy, there are some things if I want to buy, let's say meat now or fish, it's better. I know I can find the best of them at a market that is already designated for that purpose. Fish market, meat market. When I get there, I don't need to stress there's a lot of fish. Although I could get them in a traditional place, but people with big money that wants that product in big quantity go to designated places. So there are places, they might not even be popular, guys. Like many of you don't know what Behance is. Many of you don't know what Envato is. But people that uses those tools goes to pay and get those stuff from them. So your business might be that unique that there are some specific places that you have to go to. So you want to figure out where are my customers? Not in fact, pardon me, not all businesses belong on Instagram, but because of the craze that is, everybody could manage Instagram to leverage their business. From business, we thrive more by knowing where their audiences are. So you want to do that research. Those are some of the work that you do. I need to rush through. I already have notification. Please give me extra 5 minutes. If that is possible, let me know in the chat. If it's not, I'll just wrap up here. But you have to research your audience. Then what can attract my audience? What catches their attention? Everybody knows comic or comedy attracts them these days, right? But not all businesses can use the same tool because some tool is going to use less your business. You are doing a luxury brand. You cannot be doing you cannot be doing discounts like everybody. Your products, you are messing up your product, right? So you have to say what catches their attention, what is best for my business, and all that. It goes around it. I hope this there's a lot to talk about, but I hope you are getting this uh very well. So these are two things. Whether the next thing is learn or outsource. Now I understand that not all of us have the budget to hire somebody to do all that I've been saying to you, right? Some of us can, yeah, if you still have time in your hands, you can actually do it for yourself. They are very easy to do. Get a free course, or I have a course at my academy right now. I'm sure our host as well has something in his industry that can be good for you. While you're trying to build your brand, to get this knowledge. There is this saying, Jack of all trade, master of none. But that's the half one. The full one says that usually better than master of none, right? A master of one rather, because now you have a broad knowledge and you know how to use these things for yourself. I'm a social media manager, but at the same time, I'm my home marketer, my home brand advisor, and I do all those things just to make sure that my business grows as it should be, right? But if you ever have to now hire someone, it will cut you a lot of process if you know that the time that you have in your hands is not as much for you to think about the content to make in a week, or you're not as disciplined to know the content to make in 3 months. Because remember, you cannot post in January and you're waiting till March for the next one. The social media is a the social media space or digital space is a monster that needs to be fed every day, almost every day, but every week. Sha. You get what I'm trying to say? So DIY is a great start, but at some point you will need expertise. Invest in tools for a better return. If you are down for business, try as much as possible. The person that first paid me, made by Hammer, she paid me 20K when I finished the uni, managed a page. She didn't have too much money, but she needed something at the time, right? And then she engaged me. So make provisions, try as much as possible. Your business is your life. Your business feeds you. You want to feed your business as well. All right. So now this is the most important part, which I think is what the host of this program too has been emphasizing about being futuristic, of continuous learning and staying updated with trends. See, things are changing very fast. I've met social media managers that does not know how to run ads because it's not that they can't learn it by themselves, but they have not allowed themselves to come to the place of grabbing the knowledge that they need to expand their businesses, right? You want to learn. When you see something, see, the reason why I purchase courses is not because most of these courses, when you're inside of them, you know that what they are saying, you know it, right? But some of them have a lot of structure, landing pages, materials to send to you, great follow up. I might not get to know all that by just looking from the outside in, right? But when I make purchases on course and new trend, it's so that I can open my mind because we are only inspired to the level of our exposure. When your eye or your mind perceives something, you can dream more in that direction. You know, when I start hearing that there are people, social media managers that are making $5,000 a month, that my mind started to open. Damn, what am I doing with 300K a month? What am I doing with 500K a month when I can be making 5K a month? So I started thinking big and wild and all that. All right. So my best tool right now is Chat GPT. Great guy. might need another whole course to talk about how to use that for social media or how to use that for any of your businesses. So, guys, after this event, you might want to go into your anywhere you could get information from and learn how to use, especially ChatGPT, because the work that you do in 2 weeks, you can do it in 20 minutes, and then it's still the same result. All right. Pardon me, I'm rushing through. I think I spent too much time on one of my stuff. I have this quote here that says, digital business isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. By setting clear goals, putting in the work, and staying curious, you can create a brand that lasts. I'm going to wrap up here. I'm going to say something, wrap up, then we have questions, right? See, I've had clients that want results after 30 days. That is so lame as hell. No, you're not getting it that quick. If you're not like hot cake or a product that is already selling itself, you need time. It doesn't come easy, especially when you don't have a lot of budgets to run ads. We didn't talk about ads, but a lot of budgets to run ads and you're just doing organically. You're doing it for free. It takes a lot of time. So give yourself time. Some of you who open Instagram this year and be like, oh, is this thing not working? Come on. You're already having people that are noticing you. And the day that you slack, they are gone because out of sight is out of mind when it comes to online business. Have to continuously show up. So if you didn't take anything from this event, I'm wrapping up. If you didn't take anything from this event, understand that one, find the right tool to find your audience when you need them and so that they can get through to you. Secondly, do a lot of research. Thirdly, be consistent. See that little thing that you already know how to do while you're trying to get all these fancy ideas up. That little thing that you already know how to do, do the hell out of it. Do times 10 of it. Posted something, you have thank God for this point that dropped in my heart. TikTok. The strategy behind TikTok is a good point for everyone to work on this, whatever industry you are in. When you post on TikTok, they prioritize the likes more than the followers, right? When you post one content and you have 2 likes, they write it there, 2 likes. When you post two, another two, they write 2 likes. So what happens when you post 10 in a week and you have 2 likes? You know that you can archive those posts, we purpose them, make them look different, post it again, gather another 100 likes because people like to perceive you online. So when your customer finds you and they see you have no followers, it might be discouraging, but as well, you can work on that and mitigate that very well. I hope I didn't speak over your heads this evening because I'm passionate about this stuff, and sometimes I forget that I need to go at a pace, a certain pace for everybody to be able to carry that along. But I hope that this meeting will be recorded so that you go over it, and then you can reach out to the host or reach out to me for a one-on-one personalized meeting or something like that. So over to the moderator, we can take the question and answer now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. LDG. Thank you for that engaging and impactful presentation. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying on the call this evening. So please, if you have a question, we have launched a couple of polls for you to engage with as well. We have the first one, if you can see it, how do you describe yourself? Is it as a business owner or a service provider? And we have the second one, which is which social media platform do you currently use for your digital marketing? And we have a couple of options there. You can kindly vote. This is just to engage you. And the third one is, are you currently using AI tools for your digital marketing efforts? We have options there as well for you to engage as well. While we are engaging that, Mr. Aditi has done fantastically well to put us through strategies and how we can navigate our ways in the digital business world. Please, I would like you to use the clapping emoji to appreciate him for that presentation. Thanks so much. In that regards, please, if you have a question, please can use the raise hand emoji to signify if you have a question. And we have David Olawale His hands raised. Please, David, you can unmute and ask the question now. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
David.
Mr. Yeah, thank you. First, I would like to say that was a very, very wonderful presentation. And my question is, so for those yet to start, and maybe those that have started but like still small, could you give some action steps to take?
All right.
Okay. Mr. Odiji, can you hear that? Can you take
Yeah,
it, please? Go ahead.
that's okay. So are we taking it one after the other? Or we're taking all both
Okay,
Um,
please. If we have any other person on with a question, please can raise your hands. Now we have a minute to do that. Thank you so much, David, for that question. Mr. Adeji, we addressed that question shortly while we wait for others that might have a question. Is there another person? All right, Mr. Adeji, please you can go ahead and answer the question from David.
okay. Thank you very much, David. I'm glad you enjoyed the presentation. All
it's a
right. So
pleasure, sir.
this action on starting, I'm going to put it in two ways. For those that have a business already, but they are not using their social media, and for those that they're starting out and their business will be directly social media use, right? So, number one thing that the two parties need to know is that it takes time to to cut across. Now, this time that it takes is not really about 12 months or 1 year. The time will happen at the point where your consistency rate is now automatic. You know, when you start doing something consistently for a long time, it becomes something you are just doing. You can't even explain how you are doing it, right? So the place to start is what I already mentioned earlier, that you need to know who needs your service, who needs this stuff actually. See, there are a lot of passion projects. You need to have passion projects, but there are a lot of passion projects that before they convert to revenue, it will take a lot of inspiration. But there is a way to figure out who can actually, let's say I'm a motivational speaker, I want to start speaking motivational things, right? Who
Yeah,
who can pay me? How can I get paid? Oh, I can get paid by streams. I can get paid by being at events. So in my head, I can get paid by being at events. Oh, okay. So my audience might be event promoter, right? Or my audience might be schools. So I can start by doing a free stuff. Already the free stuff we do is by posting content is a free stuff, of course. Now I'm starting to post about, pardon me, I'm using motivational speaking as my example, my transpose that into something else. I'm starting to speak on topics, right? Topics that are very close to my industry and makes me look like a professional. I'm starting to talk about them and make content about them. Organic post finds their audience by themselves. Sponsored posts that you spend money on to promote them, you can direct them. So when you make a content that is great, it will find its way to the person that needs them. So you want to start by putting word out, open all those social media pages because you already have in mind who this is meant for. Now the beautiful thing about this is that it's going to find who you don't even have in mind. That means your audience will grow and then you will also grow with your audience, right? So that's number one. Put out the word. Number two, most times when we put out the word, we don't tell people what you want them to do. I might just be speaking about motivational stuff, and nobody knows I do motivational speaking. So nobody is ever going to think of, oh, let's invite him, except they feel like they can invite me. But I can lead them on by call to actions, right? That okay, I can make the I was speaking at I was speaking at Transport meeting last week at a very small gathering. I'm already putting out an idea that oh, you could come speak for us, right? Doesn't have to be true and doesn't have to be a lie, though. You understand what I'm trying to say? So put out the word, put in call to actions. You are selling a product. Let's say you are selling bag or whatever, and you just post bag. What are you posting bag for? What do you want us to do, right? Are you selling it or you like it and you're posting it like the way I post Porsche and Ferraris on my status? If I was selling them, I would have a call to action. I'm not just be posting them like, okay, you can purchase this at this, right? So put out the word, call to action. And thirdly, the most important part, be consistent. Do it shamelessly. Put it on your WhatsApp all day. Get people's contact. Put them up. Let them know what you are doing. Do it shamelessly all day. And from there, everything that you need will be added. You will now be pushed on when you get frustrated on, is this thing really working? Okay, I think I need to ask a professional for an advice. What am I not doing correctly? But you have to start from the simple things. Put out the word, call to action. Tell them what you want them to do because that is where your money is coming from. I'm a motivational speaker. That enough already gives an insight to an event promoter to invite you to speak at an event. Then thirdly, do it shamelessly. Uh, David, does that make sense?
Yeah, very much so. I learned to know. Okay, so I got the action steps, but can I ask another question though?
The host, can we have another question? Where is our moderator? I think we lost him a minute. Okay, please go ahead with the question while we wait for him quickly.
Okay, going back to like the example of this motivational speaker. So okay, so let's say I am a motivational speaker, for example, and I want to like start putting out the word and posting on social media. Now, would you advise me to like try to balance it out on as many social media platforms as I can, or would you rather tell me to focus on just one?
Okay. So when you're starting out, post everywhere that you can, depending on your data allocation, depending on the format, because if I say post everywhere, you can post on Spotify if your kind of content is not what is accommodated. So find where your kind of product and with the mindset. Now, posting everywhere too can have its own downside because not everywhere your audience, the most important piece is the audience. Your audience might not be everywhere. So you want to find out where your audience are, post more on those places, and those other places that you are feeling FOMO, you don't want to miss out on them, just drop it in there. By the time you do that for, let's say, a very long time, you'll be able to evaluate and be like, oh, this one is just not giving me results. It might give results later, but not giving me results yet. So you want to just keep posting them. And whatever you do, the most important piece is connection. Connection is the most important piece. So when you post somewhere, somebody drop a comment, this tip is good for everyone here. Post about somebody that is not your friend likes and comment on it. Get in their DM, connect with them. If you can get their phone number, get it. Bring them closer to your WhatsApp. And when they get on your WhatsApp and they save your number, always post on your WhatsApp status. Your WhatsApp status is a very important piece. Very important piece. So you want to be in their face, you want to be in their head. The way they move is everywhere. In my DM, in my head, they are everywhere. You want to be in their head until they can make a purchase. That would be all on that.
All right, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
Welcome. Over to you, moderator. Our
All right.
moderator.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, sir. Do we have any other question? Please, if you have question, you can raise your hand so you can be called upon. All right. I guess we don't have question again. So I think from the last session we already have a lot to digest from that. So right now we are going to the next speaker. I don't know if we have the next speaker on call. Yeah. So we are going to be calling on the next speaker, which is Mr. Olajide Yusuf. So I want us to welcome him with our clap emoji. Please let's welcome him. Please let's welcome him with our clap emoji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I hope
Good evening, sir.
everyone have been having a wonderful session with the first speaker, because that was a power pack, like you said. He's a power broker, so that was a power pack session, and that's awesome. So for me, I will try to share my screen just shortly, and so I'm sure everybody can see the screen. Can we all see the screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so I want to say this. I won't be able to go through the whole slide, but after the session, I will definitely send the slide to the host, I mean to the moderator, the summary of the slide to the moderator for people, for him to share with us, because a lot of things have been discussed. So let's look at it. When you talk about building a sustainable digital business for a long-term success, well, in a brief, I'm Olajide Boy. I'll get to introduce myself more later because of time. And I think I am starting at about 8:21. So when you talk about building an online, what do I call it? Online business or digital business for a long-term purpose, I think a lot of things have to be looked into. So let's look at this small quote I always talked about when I open any speech, and it says that until you learn to think within the box, to empower yourself to think out of the box, you might never be able to think without the box. A lot of us need to go back to the conventional model of doing business. 80% of people that you see succeed more in the digital space are people who have success rates more in the conventional business. People who succeed with less expenditure. For example, when you talk about global organizations and the likes, you see PwC. Even when you go to PwC handles, you probably see not so much. You see Dangote, probably they don't even have so much handles. But I think the goal has to do with thinking from within to think without. So the conventional marketing, the conventional digital marketing, marketing that leads to digital marketing, we don't have that spirit. The same spirit you don't have in the conventional digital marketing, you cannot inherit it in the digital marketing, because you have to be very, very aggressive and very, very consistent, like he said earlier. So building a sustainable digital business for long-term success require, number one, careful planning, like it has to be carefully planned, strategic decision making, and making a commitment to continuous improvements. Your designs might be terrible, might be awkward at the start. Don't give up. Just keep it going, and keep yourself on the vibe of, okay, I'm going to succeed in this, which is more important than anything. So if you have that spirit, then you are sure that you have the capacity to come out better and probably be the best of your craft in this digital space. So the next one, I'm sure you can see my slide. Let me get to that if you can see it. I would like a voice over if you can see the slide.
We can see it,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so things to take notes majorly. In summary, I won't go through the details because of time. He has actually touched a lot of them. Number one is define your business model. That we are in the same pool of business, that we are in the same set of business does not mean we have the same model. And that is where unhealthy competition erupts our mindset when we are doing businesses. And that's when you see terrible captions on digital platforms, digital adverts, trying to knock down other people. We don't have to knock down other people to survive. Just create a unique value. If they are all doing premium value, you do basic. If they are all doing basic, do premium if you can afford it. If they are doing the regular, do the VIP. Your VIP customers will come. If you are doing VIPs, do regular. Your regular customers will come. You will rarely see Bugatti advertisements. You rarely see Tesla advertisements. You will rarely see Rolex advertisements. You will rarely see blue chip brands advertisements, because they have a target market that works for their business model, that is well defined in their business model. And when you have a strong business model where whether you are selling digitally or physically, you have a sustainable business value. And the second one is building a strong online presence. Yes, building a strong online presence have been well emphasized by the previous speaker, which is very important. You have to build that. But at the same time, work more on your business model. Then build a content strategy. You know, when you see LG, it says life is good. Not no more story, just life is good. When you see some noble brands, they don't have too wordy content to display what they want to say. But here we want to write bibliography, preface, we want to write everything, even in an image, and it chokes most of our customers, and they just want to. They say, simplicity is the hallmark of design. So you always have to keep it simple, keep it informed, keep it educative. So develop a content strategy. And number 4 is build a loyal community. I can even speak on just this and just end this conversation. So build a loyal community. Your community will save you headache. Even if your community is no more than 5, just build a loyal community virtually. And one thing is, when you are discarding your physical arsenal, remember that not all your physical arsenal can conform with the digital space. So do customer segmentation, build a loyal community in the virtual space. At the same time, build a loyal community in the physical space, because some people are so conventional that you can't get them to the digital space. But there is one beautiful thing: when you reach them in the physical space, they will acknowledge you when they see you in the virtual space, and they will give impression that makes other people who sees you in the virtual space to want to get engaged with you. Another one is continuously evaluate and improve. That's what most of us don't do, most especially when the money starts coming. So we don't do that. Well, a brief on each of those. Building a business model, you can jot this. Identify your revenue stream, very key. Determine your cost structure and develop a unique value proportion, very key. So build a strong online process by 1, create a professional website. It can be underrated. If you like, mobile application can be shut down tomorrow. Mobile applications, people cannot download all the mobile applications in this world on their phone. But with a very simple URL, like I always tell people, look at the word brands. None of the word brands have more than 10-letter words in their websites. But you want to put Jide Tunde Nigeria Enterprises Nigeria Limited.com, send you. You can do all that in the keyword if you have a good developer developing your website. Establish a social media presence, and at the same time optimize your search engine. These are very key. But if you have a good web developer, you would probably have less to pay for search engines, which is very important. And develop a content strategy. That is very key. 1, under that, I say create high quality, engaging content, not too wordy. Repurpose and update your content consistently. Then measure and analyze your content effectively. Be honest to yourself. Then foster a loyal community. Very encouraging. Number 1 is encourage and engage with positive interaction. Offer exclusive content and incentives to people in your community. Give them some little. Build an email list. Very important. The next one is continuously evaluate and improve. 1, monitor your key performance indicator, KPIs. Conduct regular website audits. It's very important. Stay updated with the industry. Let me talk about number 2. A lot of people feel having a very beautiful, heavy, medially loaded website gives them all they want. Nope. Go and check the multinationals. They are always very simple websites and less stressed, easy to search. The more medially sophisticated, let me use that word, medially sophisticated your website is and heavy it is. If your market is the Nigerian market, people might have to stay till next year to load your website, or they load it and find a bad representation. So keep it light, keep it simple, and keep it very informative. And that's why you see a lot of marketers using landing page rather than websites. So that's very key. So what are some key digital business strategies you have to look into? Number 1, digital marketing strategies, e-commerce strategies, digital transformation, then digital transformation strategies, customer experience, data-driven decision. Amidst all, I'll talk about the customer experience. Let me tell you why I want to talk about that. Sometimes you feel you want to satisfy all your customers. I think I've used 9 minutes. So you think you want to satisfy your customers, but sometimes you have to also protect yourself in satisfying your customers. Because if you are damaged in the process, you won't have recurrent customers. They will go elsewhere. So protect your values, keep it real. Tell your customers what is possible. Don't say you are a superpower or superhero. Where are you going to? Just keep it simple. It is in Africa, most especially Nigeria, that you have a lot of people doing everything. In some other part of the world, people specialize and they earn better. In Nigeria, we do everything. We are the content developer, we are the graphic designer, we are the UI UX person, we are the developer, and they will still give you 2 million naira for a whole project. And your life will be frustrated at the end of everything. And like, how much have I collected? Just recently, I was telling one of the developers around me, I said, I collected 1 million naira for opening 4 emails for someone. He was like, wow, how come? He said, how possible is that? When that I told the person that was the reward of being around the corner for 24 years in the business. Do you understand? Being around the corner for 24 years. So sometimes, and keeping your value to your customers, let them know who you are. Yes, as much as you want to do it for money, learn to do it for free. If you can't do it for free, you might not be paid well for it for a very long time. Yes, you can make all the money you can make overnight, but are they going to be returning customers, or they are just going to take one off? You know how many people have been duped online and they don't want to even see anything about online adverts. So you have to keep it true with your online adverts. Don't say because they don't see you, they can't track you, then you want to mess them up. Customer experience is key, and while doing that, you have to protect yourself. Now, let me share a few case study with you. So this is 11 minutes. So I talk about going from local to global, which is very important, and exploring evolution. So let's look at the first case study, the e-commerce industry. Well, Packer implemented a try before to buy model, resulting into 50% increase in sale. We all know Packer, right? While Amazon used data analytics to optimize product recommendation, resulting to 10% increase in sales. While ASOS implemented a mobile-first strategy, resulting to 50% in mobile sales. You can see just in e-commerce, that's the first case study I want to share with you. Digital marketing, Coca-Cola created a social media campaign that increased engagement by 300% and sales by 10%. Look at that word, engagement by 300% and sales by what? 10%. So when you are working for your customers, learn to be honest. Madam, you are paying me $100. We are only getting this amount of engagement too, and this is the possible sales you are going to get. And don't overpromise. So Dove, on the other side, did what? Launch a real-time marketing campaign and increase brand mention by 50% and sales by 20%. So what did they do differently from Coca-Cola? They both launched campaign that increased engagement and sales, but one sale is higher, one engagement is lower. So I hope you are getting that. Then Old Spicy created a viral video campaign that increased their sales by 25% and brand awareness by 50%. So you must learn different models and stay where you think works for you. Then there's what we call digital transformation, still under sustainable. These are sustainable businesses, and they will be around for a while. They have been around for a while. Netflix is one under digital transformation in my case studies, transiting from CD rentals to streaming. 50% increase in subscriber. Uber Taxi, 50% increase in subscriber. Airbnb, 50% increase in booking. So you as a local digital person that want a digital thriving business, can you create a model that works and competes with this global brand and take them off your space while you dominate your space? I think we should be thinking towards product development. I don't know. Please, moderator, if I have any notification, kindly use your voice now, because I'm not seeing my chat right now. So Another thing I want to talk about, I'm sure we can see the screen.
Yes, we can see the screen. Yes, thank
Fantastic.
you.
So another thing I want to talk about is the concept of customer experience. Under customer experience, we have what we call Zappos. Zappos implemented a customer-centric, resulting into 25% increment and 20% increase in sales. While Apple, under customer experience, everybody in this world wants to use Apple. Even though some of us are so addicted to our Android, not because we have money or we don't have money, but because we are just cool with easy life that can easily be replaced. But if you ask anybody they want to use Apple, what do they have? Customer experience. There's a feedback that is high, that when an Apple user is talking about Apple to you, you probably will hide your Samsung and Android. Even Android person will not even show up, but Samsung person will probably use a lot of charisma to display Samsung and have to argue quality. So then we have Starbucks implemented a mobile ordering payment system, and they also have their good share of the market at 20% increase in customer convenience. Look at that word, customer convenience. Unlike that of, what do you call it? Unlike that of Apple, that increased majorly customer satisfaction by 50%. So they add customer convenience. So you must know what you are looking for in the digital space if you must survive and stay very long. So, data-driven decision making. We have Google, Yoga Papata, using data analytics to optimize and targeting and ad targeting, resulting into 20% in increase in ads revenue. Facebook, the same thing, increase in user engagement, not ad revenue. Why Walmart, the same thing, they reduce, resulting in a 10% reduction in costs. So you must know the value you are looking for in that market. So that is a very key one. Now, one thing I want to tell you as we wrap up this session, which I think I'm coming very close to the end of my slide, is I beg of you, very importantly, to look more into building legacy, not just for legal tender. But if you want just legal tender, please go ahead. It's only a matter of time before you're out of the market, because by the time you cannot satisfy your digital customers, the legacy is out, and your legal tender will be nowhere to be found. At that point, you probably have to diversify. And when you hear people say a particular company started from tissue paper and later start building cars, it doesn't work here in Africa. You have to be very realistic to yourself. The Yoruba people will say, "Eniyan lashomi." Your people are your clothing. So how you treat your customer matters. How you treat people you meet in the digital world matters. And this is very key. So let's look at this. Never major in minor, nor minor in major. If you must pay now, if you pay now, you will pay later. And if you decide to play now, you will pay later. So get that into you. And my name remains Olajide BOY. And what do I do, Seth? I'm just here as a business consultant and business development tech and all that consultants. That's what I do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Olajide, for that wonderful and interesting presentation. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time this evening. Thank you. So please, if you have questions, you can kindly use the end raise emoji to signify. Please kindly do so. Mr. Olajide BOY is a team lead at Swift Catalyst Hive Limited, and he has delivered a very insightful presentation to us using his wealth of experience and insights in digital strategies. Thank you so much. Please, if you have questions, you can use the raise hands emoji. Kindly do so. Thank you so much. I can do so. And if you are not open to speaking, you can also drop it in the chat for him to respond to. Please, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Just to appreciate him as well. you can use the clap emoji to appreciate him. Thank you, everyone, as you do so. Thank you. We are moving to the next phase of this webinar this evening. While we await your questions, please kindly drop your questions. And we have mentioned earlier that this is we're not learning alone. This this evening, we are learning together, right? That's why asking questions is very important. And even if you have a comment, you can drop it in the chat. You can raise your hand if you have a comment as well. So we are moving to the next and the final section. So in the absence of any question, right? Thank you. So, okay, we have a question from David. Okay, David, please, you can unmute and speak.
Okay, good evening once again. So my question is, so when you talked about, establishing your social media. So what I want to ask is, like, when establishing your social media, do you, I don't exactly know how to phrase this question, but would you rather advise me to make the social media a faced account, like where I show my face and all that, or could it be purely faceless? Do I have to show my face on the account?
Okay, if you're running a service, thanks, Mr. David Olawale, thanks for that question. If you're running a service-oriented business, I think you might want to show your face if it's agency related, because people only have more trust when they see you and when they can profile you and display your competency. But if it's product driven, I think you should just save the product the stress of having you compete with it, except if you have to be the model for that product yourself. And when opening your accounts, your digital accounts, there's one thing I always encourage most. Before you pick your IG address, your Facebook at something or at GD, look for a name that can easily be memorized and easily grabbed by people. It's very key, and it helps also people. It helps while people are searching for you, and it helps your business grow. So majorly, if it is service oriented, your personality might be needed to check the character of the entity or the service provision. But if it is product driven, you don't have to. You don't have to, because once the product speaks it for itself, even people don't have to know who is behind it. People don't know the brains behind flour mill, the brains behind Indomie, but they know Indomie. But when you talk about law firms, you have to know the lawyer in charge. If you talk about accounting firm, you have to know about the chartered accountant involved, because you need to be able to profile the person for trust issue and all that, and competency. So that's what I would say about that.
All right, thank you very much, sir. That answers my question.
Yeah, thank you so much, David, for asking that question. Please, if we have any other persons with a question, please, you can drop it in the chat. Thank you so much, Mr. GD, for that laudable response, which I believe it's very in line with what David asked. Thank you so much. While we move to our next speaker this evening, Mr. Samson Osijo is the CEO of Cloudmore Africa. Cloudmore Africa is, and it's nice to have you this evening. He is a leader in sustainable digital growth, and he is going to be sharing a powerful insights and practical strategies that will reshape how you and I think about business in the digital world. Thank you so much, Mr. Samson, and you are welcome. Kindly unmute, and you have the lead now. While we wait for Mr. Samson to get us engaged, if you have you've stayed this far on this webinar, we appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for being part of this experience this evening. Ms. Sampson, please, you can go ahead while I share your idea.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Adeoti, and good evening to everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks so much. Thanks to the guys at NextReach for this privilege, right, to talk about sustainable strategies for business growth, digital strategies for business growth. So I'll be talking about data for sustainable business success, right? So I mean, it all boils down to data at the end of the day when you're doing business, right? It all boils down to like data, right? And yeah, social media matters, and you have to do the marketing and stuff like that. But all of those things will only matter when you actually have a business that is running and that is alive, basically. So next slide, please. Moderator. So basically, what's data, right? It's not a technical class, so I would not necessarily be making any disparity between data and information, right? Basically, but data is simply information, right? You can just simplify it and say, oh, data is information, right? But many times, technically, data is not structured, right? They can just be random, 25, 26, 27, and you don't even know what they mean. But when it comes to information, it is structured, right? It probably now has the units. It is probably arranged on a table. You can make sense out of it, right? So you can make sense out of information, even though you cannot make so much sense out of data, right? So, but you typically move from data to information, right? So, but like my slide says, right, it is any fact, number, or detail that is collected, recorded, and organized to help understand something, solve a problem, or make decisions, right? Basically, so that's like what you do. We have all of this data around us, right? All over, right? So basically, there's simply like a data that we've not tracked today. I'm very sure everybody here has used their phone today, right? And I can possibly ask, okay, how many times do you think you picked up your phone today, right? And you probably not be able to tell me how many times you picked up your phone, right? But if you're able to actually track how many times you picked up your phone today, right, and stuff like that, you probably be able to tell if you are addicted to your phone or not. Thank God for screen time, right? You can track your screen time now, and you can tell, oh, if you're spending so much time on your phone or not, right? So that's like typically how data helps us and how we can make sense out of data, right? So when you're not tracking, you cannot tell if your phone is wasting your time. But when you're tracking, you can see, oh, I think I've spent like um 15 hours on my phone today out of like 21 hours already. Then my phone is actually wasting my time, right? So that's how we move from data, like data existing on its own. Then we're now collecting data. Then we're now using that data to actually make decisions or draw insight out of it, right? So for business owners, what are the sorry, still on that slide, right? So for business owners, right, what are the common data you have around you? You probably have like your customers, you probably know your people you are doing business with, you know their names, you know their phone number, that's data, right? You know how many people come to your store daily, that's data, right? You know what kind of products you sell, what products you sold the most last month, that's also data, right? If you're a digital person, right, you probably like a digital marketing agency and you like run digital ads for companies, right? You probably have an idea of what your clientele looks like. What is the size of the companies that patronize you? Are they SMEs? Are they startups? Are they middle-sized businesses, or are they like well-established corporates, right? You have all of those data around you, right? And understanding this data and being able to like harness them would actually help you make very, very good business decisions, right? Typically, the difference between many a times the difference between a company, a business that is doing well and a business that is not doing well is typically data, right? And we can bring that down to like also countries, right? For example, I don't know who followed the US election. If you did, you can probably just raise your hand. Did anybody follow the US election here? Okay. I'm not seeing any hands raised. But if you typically followed the US election, you would have seen why they were voting. We're getting data of white women were voting more for Trump, right? And Hispanics also voted for Trump. So, like we're able to see those breakdown of how people were voting in real time, right? Basically, and we could tell where the bulk of the votes for each of these guys were coming from, right? But I mean, we also followed the Nigerian election, right? And in fact, we could never even tell who was voting and who was not voting, right? Basically, and this little culture gives into everything that we do across both countries, right? If you try to check, one of the major issues we have in Lagos, for example, is Lagos traffic, right? People are stuck in Lagos traffic every single day, right? And I bet you that if you go online today, you would not find any data on Lagos traffic. The closest data you have from the government on Lagos traffic is from 2018, right? Now, when you don't have data on these problems, it's almost impossible for us to solve these problems at all, right? That's how important data is, right? And all like that. So yeah, next slide. Yeah, and the next one again. So yeah, I've been giving us a very good idea of like what data is and how data helps businesses and countries like make informed decisions, right? I would now be going up sharing like just 5 tips on how we can build a a sustainable business through data, right? So for it to be a business in the first place, right, you're probably solving a problem or you have like some customers or users, right, in the first place, right? And the first data points that should matter to a business is understanding your users, right? You have to be able to like gather a lot of insights from your users. Right now, we see we go to like what's it called now? Okay, I don't know what the demographic of this audience is, right? But I'll just typically use Ibadan, for example. So yeah, you have like retail stores. Okay, retail stores generally, right? Say ShopRite, for example, exactly. Right. You go to ShopRite to shop every day. You go in and out, right? And they don't necessarily really have like core data on you, right? Basically, they don't know who you are, where you're from, and they can't tie your purchase to you, right? Basically. And when these guys figured that it was hurting their business, right? They introduced something called loyalty cards, right? Where you can now come in, sign up for a loyalty card, right? You have a loyalty card and you can now use your loyalty card to shop. Right now, when you're able to when you use your loyalty card to shop, they can tie whatever it is that you're buying in their physical store to the identity on your loyalty card. And they were now able to like use this data to like now make better informed decisions. And this is as simple as this hack is or this solution is, right? You figure out that many retail businesses across Nigeria don't use that. I mean, even the normal stores and shops don't use that, right? Some of them just sell and they don't even know who they are selling to and which people are coming to buy from them and not like that, right? And when you don't have demographics of your users or you don't even understand your users in the first place, right? It is very impossible for you to scale. And that's why you figure out that most of these retail businesses don't even scale at all, right? And they don't scale because of they don't have the first integral data that they need to grow their business, right? So you have to gather data from your users, and it goes beyond just their name and their phone numbers, right? Even if you have their names and their phone numbers, what are you doing with it, right? So gather data about your users, the user behaviors, and segment them, right? So for example, you probably sell, say you sell wears for females, right? Maybe clothes for women, right? And you're an Instagram vendor. It's very nice for you to understand which people patronize your business the most, right? So when it comes to this user customer segmentation now, are they older women that patronize my business the most? Are they students? Are they working class people, right? Are they retirees, right? Basically. Now, when you understand the segment that patronizes your business the most, it lets you as a business owner know where to focus on. So for example, if you're a business owner and you figure that people that buy your products the most are Gen Zs or students, basically, then it now means that you'll be trying to look for more markets like that, right? More student markets to like focus on. But if you are not collecting data of who is patronizing my business the most, right, you would not be able to do that. Also, if you're a digital agency brand and you figure that a lot of startups are approaching you, right, to tell you to come and do marketing for their startup and whatnot. It just makes sense to now, when you're collecting that data, it now makes sense for you to now target more startups, right? But you don't even know to target more startups if you're not collecting that data in the first place. Also, if you are in any of these business brands or business lines, right, it's nice for you to know which of your products is performing best, um, the most, or even personalize this product for them. So sometimes we receive emails from our banks and they're like, hey, hello Damola, hello this, hello that. And when you see those emails, you feel loved. You're like, oh wow, this looks thoughtful, and you probably even consider using the brand again, right? Basically, they're only able to do that because of when they ask you to sign up, right? They collected your name, your number, and when they were going to reach out to you, they did not just leave those stuff in the database. They thought to use that data to reach out to you again, right? So that's like why it matters for us to like understand our users, and that's like the first step to it. Now, beyond also serving them is collecting feedback from your users. So collecting feedback from your users is like a way to understand it better, and it's even much like it's very easy right now. Like the previous speaker said, Mr. GJ, he said you should have a community for your users. That community can be on Instagram, it can be on WhatsApp, and it can even be just a number of users that just have some sense of belonging to your business, right? But it's always great to always interact with these guys and get feedback from them. Now, one of the coolest ways to get feedbacks today is using WhatsApp polls. I think there are Instagram polls also. All those short surveys. It is gamified and cool. Someone is scrolling through Instagram reels. He sees the short question you ask on your status, and they are just sliding. They are selecting yes or no. They feel like, oh, they are chilling. But meanwhile, you are collecting data from them that you can use to actually target and sell to them again, basically. So understanding your users, segmenting your users based on their demographics, personalizing product and services for each customer segment, and then which of your product line or your customer segment is performing the most is actually the first step to like building a sustainable digital strategy for your business. Next slide, sir. Yeah. So enhanced marketing campaign. I think I just spoke about this basically during the first time during the previous slide. So basically, no, please, still on it. Sorry, still on it. So yeah. So understanding your users is definitely going to help your marketing campaign, right? Like I said, when you know the customer segment that is doing or performing the most for you, giving you the best revenue, it just lets you know where to focus your energy on, right? And when you are going to invest any kobo into marketing, right, or into advertising, you can focus on that customer segment that is giving you the best returns on investment, right? Basically, it also helps you optimize your channels, right? So I remember doing ads for a brand one time, and we're trying to experiment between Facebook and Instagram, right? And we did videos for Instagram, did a number of stuff for Instagram, and it was not really giving us the results we wanted. We're getting like a whole lot of like inbounds, right? Basically. But now it was good to know that we're tracking that data, because of if you run ads on Facebook, right, you can be lost in just sending or putting the money there, and it just sends it to every platform. And if you don't come back to check your data, you would not know which platform is doing the best for you, right? So we looked at the analytics and we could see that Facebook was performing better than Instagram. And it was very easy for us to decide to stop spending money on Instagram when it was not doing anything for us and just focus on Facebook, right? So that's like what data collection can do for you again when it comes to like your marketing strategies. It lets you understand what channels to like focus on to get the best ROI. It also helps you determine your content strategy, right? For example, you want to sell to Gen Zs, right? You probably get them by spending time doing a lot of videos on TikTok and jumping on every challenge, right, that is coming out. If you want to sell to more older women, right, you probably, I don't know what they use. I think they use Facebook more, right? And maybe Facebook more, maybe, and those short videos on Facebook, right? I want to like focus more on that, right? Basically. So gathering data about your marketing, right, and how your marketing channels are performing would be able to help you make these decisions from channels to focus on, customer segments to focus on, and also content strategy for each of these channels, basically. So understanding your users, right, and then next thing is like your marketing campaign to capture them. Next slide, please. Yeah, Mr. Dutton, next slide, please. Yeah, so to the bulk of it, right, to the part that matters really. enhancing your operations, right? So I don't know if it has happened to us before when we walk into a mall or a supermarket or whatever, and you sometimes just feel like they're overstaffed. Like the number of people that, I mean, people, they need to employ people, people need jobs. But have you probably ever walked in and you feel like, do they really need this number of people to actually get this stuff done? Right. So yeah, that shows you a sign of a business that is probably not using data to optimize their operations. Right. So basically, paying attention to your sales data would help you forecast demand and stock up inventory. Basically, paying attention to like your sales data based on the time of the year. Based on the time of the year, their products are probably perform better in the first 3 months of the year, right? And they don't do so well in the next 3 months of the year, and then they probably pick up close to the festive season again, right? So having a good idea of like of your sales data, like paying attention to your sales data, lets you know what sorry, please, a minute. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for today. I'm back. So yeah, having a good understanding of your sales data lets you know what product should we be stocking up right now. I mean, no business has unlimited capital. I don't think there's any business that has unlimited capital, right? Basically, so your capital is limited, and there are like a lot of products flying up and down, right? You know your best performing product. You know when the product does well, and you know when the product doesn't do well, right? And the only way you will know that is if you are keeping track of your sales data, right? You can go back to look at sales data for the last 2 years, 3 years, last year, and you can now use that to decide, oh, this is what we should be stocking up at this point in time, and this is what we should not stock up at this point in time. So we don't just have items in our store that will just stay on the shelf for like a very long period of time without we selling them and like they're just like tying down capital, basically, right? So paying attention to your sales data is very necessary for you to like optimize your business and your operations, right? It also helps you like forecast demand, right? And you can project how much sales your business is going to do in that month, right? One thing also helps you to do is to cut down excess costs, right? You can tell, oh, what don't we need? What are we burning money on? One of the things that this quote unquote Tinubu economy did for businesses was to let them know um, things that they didn't really need, right? So basically, they were folks that were probably going to work 5 times in a week to just go to work and go and sit down, right? But when the economy became harsh, the business owners had to come down and say, oh, we will not be able to increase this guy's salaries, right? So how many days do we really need them to come to work, right? And okay, I think we're fine with them coming to work twice in a week, right? So let them work. They will need 2 days from home, right? So, but as business owners, we have to be smart and stay ahead of the curve, and we don't have to wait for harsh economic realities to come in before we now actually make smart, sustainable like decisions for our business, right? So, I mean, look at your business data, and first of all, you have to collect the data, right? So you have to look at your business data and ask yourself, where exactly are we spending resources or spending money that we should not be spending money, right? And you can now use that data to like make informed decisions to cut costs and increase the profitability of your business. I mean, every business needs to be profitable, right? Every business needs to be profitable, right? If it is not meant to be profitable, then it's probably an NGO or a charity, right? If it's a business, it needs to be profitable. And one of the ways to like drive profitability, right, in some cases, in a good number of cases, is to cut down on excessive cost. And the only way you know to cut down on excessive cost is when you're looking at your data, basically. So yeah, next slide. So yeah, financial sustainability. First thing here says track sales, expenditure, and profit. Now, one funny thing about Nigerians is we assume that, which is a very wide assumption we make, even myself, right? We assume that we are paying attention to data, right? We assume that we know what we spend and da like that, right? But many times we don't, right? If I randomly ask how much of your salary last month did you spend on transportation, right? I doubt, when I say how much, I mean what percentage of your salary did you spend on transportation last month, right? A good number of us will struggle to like call out that data from the top of our head, right? I mean, this is just our personal finance, right? And that's how much we don't pay attention to data as Nigerians, and many times also business owners. And business owners are quick to fall into this problem because of they have cash flow, right? You are making sales, especially when you run a retail business. You are making sales, money is coming in, money is going out, and you just have this sense of I have money, right? And not knowing that really you don't have money, you're just eating your capital, right? Basically, because of you sold commodities, and the money has come in and you've not sent it back to where it's meant to go to, which is actually making procurement. So retail businesses have cash flow, right? And cash flow gives them this sense of, oh, business is going fine, right? But now businesses might not necessarily be going fine. The only way you can know if business is going fine is when you're tracking your sales record. How much did we make this month? How much did you spend this month? And how much profit did we really make this month? To the last figure. When you are running a business, right, you are not allowed to round up numbers, right? It is not you're not solving maths in secondary school, right? You're actually running an actual business, and every digit you see is actual money that came or went out, right? So you're not allowed to like round up numbers, right? And that's why when you look at your bank statement, right, it will correct to like the last digits, right? They don't sum it up for you, they don't round it up for you, right? So um so the backbone of every business is finance, right? And the first step to it is track sales, track expenditure, and track profit every single day. Like don't you don't have to necessarily you don't have to wait to the end of the month. Many times when you wait to the end of the month, you would have lost track of it, right? Basically, and it's almost impossible for you to tell if your business is doing well or not. Right. So track it daily. Have a sales record. It could be an Excel sheet, it could be a book and whatnot. Right. Also, one thing that you also have to be wary of, especially when you are an entrepreneur or a solo entrepreneur, right, is that you tend to like get your hands into your money, your business money. Basically, you mix business funds with personal funds, right? I'm not focused on the ethics part of it, but I'm focused on the data part of it. Once you've mixed personal funds with your with your business funds, it's very hard for you to tell how much really belongs to your business and how much really belongs to you. And once you've messed up the data in that way, it's going to be very hard for you to now make informed decisions, right? So it's always best to like just separate them. Also, know the product that is giving you your best ROI, right? That's like the best. In fact, that's like one thing that business owners like do. You're running a business, it's not a charity again, right? And you're meant to focus on what is giving you the highest returns, right? Basically, you're not here to save anybody, you're here to make money, right? So you're focused on what's giving you the best returns. Now, if you don't know what's giving you the best returns, there's no way you focus on it, right? And if you are spending more money on what is not giving you good returns, then you're likely to like run that business to zero, right? So if you want to make your business financially sustainable, then focus more on what's giving you the best ROI. ROI is returns on investment. So little investment, high returns, right? That's what's giving you the best ROI. And that also helps you like make data-driven decisions when it comes to budgeting and allocating resources. If I give you 10 naira and you return 1,000 naira to me, right? I'll prefer to give you more money than the person I'll give 500 naira and will return 1,000 naira to me, right? If I allocate all of that 500 naira to the person that will give 10 naira, that will give me 1,000, right? I will get 50x more returns, and everybody wants more returns, basically. Also, it helps you refine your pricing, right? You understand your data, your customers, you understand the market that you're in, right? And you understand how your product is performing. Now you cannot start doing product bundling. Right? Those are business strategies, right? You know a product that is moving well and a product that is not moving well. And you know that these customers will still need both products. So you bundle them together and you say 50% off or 10% off or 15% off, right? And stuff like that to make the product that is moving very fast drive the product that is not moving so fast, right? And all like that. So you see a number of businesses doing all of this, all of these promos and whatnot, right? But these promos are not done based on vibes, right? You cannot just decide to run this promo or that promo at any point in time, right? You have to do that off the back of data, right? And the only way you'll be able to make those decisions is if you be gathering data over a period of time, right? So, but those are like some of the things that data would help us do and will help us drive make our business more financially sustainable, because that way we're able to clear out more inventory very fast and also retain our users. Yeah, next slide. So yeah, this is the last one, right? Scalability and growth, right? So I know I've been talking a lot about data that comes a lot from our business, right? And stuff like that, your customer data, your product data, your business financial data, and all like that, right? But it's the goal of every business to want to scale, right? I mean, nobody just wants to start a business and just keep it at a limited number of users, right? You want it to grow into the next market and the next market and the next market, right? And again, data matters a lot when you want to go into newer markets. So, for example, if you have a business that if you have a business and you figured already that students tend to be like the bulk of like your users, right, and all like that, right? They patronize your business a lot, right? Basically, and a good way to like scale would be looking for more universities that you can scale it to. Now, more universities is not data that comes out from your business. More university is data that you find online, right? Trying to research to know, oh, where do you find similar universities that to the universities that student and people that have been buying from you currently attend, right? And now you can now start marketing your product to students in those other universities, right? So those are not data that you find from your business, but data that you find online, and simply looking for a similar market to your current market. So once you understand your current market, you can now start looking for other markets that look like the current market that you're serving, right? And you can now scale to those markets by advertising and selling your market, your products to them, right? Staying on top of trends also would help you. I mean, you don't stay on top of trends. You don't get trends from your business data. You get trends by researching and like following what's going on online, right? And that also matters, right? You can see the trend that goes in line with your business, and you can now jump on those trends to actually scale and grow your business. Also, if there's a new product line, maybe you sell nightwears for ladies again, right? And there is this new style of nightwear for ladies that is out, right? You are aware of what's going on in that industry, which is your industry. You can see those new products, you can get on them instantly, and you can upsell them to like your users. Now that's information, that's data. If you're not getting your head in that space, right, you don't know what's going on, right? So it's very bad when you're in an industry, or you work in an industry, and you don't know what's going on in your industry. You're just focused on selling to your customers, right? You will get out of date. You get out of date very fast, right? And you become obsolete, right? So you have to stay on top of trend and know what's going on in your space, and use that to like also advance and grow your business. And one last one is like to adapt, right? You adapt your strategy, right? So there's no strategy that like there's no when you look at the data and you come up with any strategy, right? There's no strategy that lasts for like the lifetime of your business, right? You have to like make your strategies very, very flexible, and you adapt them over time, basically, based on how your users and your market is evolving, basically. So yeah, that's the last one. Next slide. Yeah, so basically these are just some tools that you can use, right, to help your business, or you can even use them in your personal life, basically, but to help your business, either a digital business, a physical business, um start a data-led strategy, right? First one is having your sales or inventory register. It could be a manual register that you use, fine, but I typically advise a digital register. So you could probably use an Excel sheet or Google Sheets, right? Basically, and just keep entering those data there. Right. The good thing about Excel or Google Sheets is that you can make quick calculations, generate graphs to understand how your business is doing very fast. So traditional people use books, right? But many times, how many times would you go back to read those books, or make use of them? You just have that data and to be dormant, right? So I typically advise the usage of Excel. If you are a data business and you have a website, either you sell on your website or your website is just a landing page, right? Check your website analytics. What people are coming to my page? What are people searching for? What are the keywords that are searching for? And all like that. Check your website analytics. And if you don't have a website, you probably just have an Instagram page. You have a WhatsApp business account. I know Meta has dashboard for their businesses, right? So I know you have an Instagram dashboard, or you have a Facebook dashboard, or maybe what I don't know if WhatsApp business has a dashboard, right? All of those data matters, right? Those guys are not just there for being their sake. You can go there to like look at what are people looking at on your page, or on your business, and yeah, use those analytics data to like make decisions. Also, if you run Facebook ads, right, you would see data from Meta again to understand what segment of people are resonating well with your ads, and what segment of people are resonating well with your ads, and it will help you also help you decide what customer segment to focus on. You can also use Google Forms to collect data from people, right? You can create very short forms for your business, put it up, right, and collect this data. People don't care, right? People, you probably find their phone numbers up and down everywhere and all like that. Why they don't care about that data? It matters so much to your business. So don't be shy. Put them out there. Don't use your WhatsApp pool to just catch crews, right? Use it to promote your business. Post out polls on Instagram if you think forms will be too serious. Post out polls on your WhatsApp groups, or anywhere you can like just generate data from to understand, to help your business basically. And one funny one that people don't pay attention to so much is a bank statement. So if you have a dedicated business dedicated what's it called, account for your business, right? You can always like pull out your business statement at the end of the month or at the end of the week and just try to understand what are your inflows, what are your outflows, and just know how well you are doing and look at where you can cut costs and all like that. So yeah, that. Next slide, please. Okay. Um. So I'm guessing. So yeah, this is basically how we can how we can no, see, stop it. Yeah, that's like that same slide. Yeah. So basically, sorry for the header. That was like a mistake. It is not AI. So yeah, this is just some tips for us to look out for when we are starting this strategy. You have to have a clear goal, right, before collecting and analyzing data. Your goal tells you what data to collect, right? So once you understand the goal you are trying to achieve, then you now understand what parameters or what data should I be collecting, right? That's it. Number two, don't use inaccurate data. Don't have 100 customers and you go and ask 5 customers for feedback. Then those 5 customers are like your family members. And if those 5 people say that, oh, your product is very good, you say, my product is very good, right? That data is so inaccurate, right? You have 100 people and you just sampled 5, and those 5 people are like people that are emotionally connected to you, right? Basically, whatever decision you make of that data is not going to help your business in any major way. Also, don't use outdated data based on your business line. That's what determines what outdated is. In some cases, yesterday's data might be outdated. In some cases, it might be data from 6 months ago. So just understand your business and just ensure you don't use outdated data. Also, don't rely solely on quantitative data, especially when you are very mathematical. You're an engineer, you are a math head, you tend to focus more on numbers, basically. But what people say about your business is also some form of data. They don't have to like register it somewhere. They don't have to have filled it on the form. If your customers are complaining online and they're just complaining to your ears on your WhatsApp DM and they're saying, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like that. That's data already, right? It is not quantitative. You cannot measure it. It's qualitative, but it also matters, right? And you can also make decisions of that. So don't just focus on numbers. Also listen to what your customers are saying and every other qualitative data that you have around your business. Also, don't jump into conclusions without accounting for context. So what does it mean to account for context? For example, during COVID-19, physical sales dropped so much. Physical sales dropped so much during COVID-19 and the lockdown and all like that. Maybe not in Ibadan, but in other states where there was lockdown. Now, if you put out sales data for me for a physical business that people have to walk into their store from 2019 to date, I'll definitely see the drop in 2020, right? And all like that. It's not nice for me to just assume that business was bad in 2020, right? It would be good for you to give me context that to say, there was COVID in 2020 and people were not able to come out to shop, and that was why that data is like that. So it's always very good to consider context when you're looking at data and don't just run off with data. So in your business, you know what context is, right? And when you're looking at that data, you also consider that context, whatever context is valuable in to that data set, basically. And the last one is to implement changes based on insights. So after collecting data, after analyzing your data, and you can see the trend and whatever. It's not just nice for you to see the trend and just leave it on your Excel sheet, right? Ask yourself, okay, based on this data, what decisions should we be making, and make those decisions. Until when you make those decisions and implement them, that's when data is going to make sense. If you it's just be as good as not even collecting data in the first place. So I think that's the end of Oh, my slide. Next one, sorry. So yeah, this is just a fact, right? Businesses that use data are 6 times more efficient than businesses that don't use data. So it's up to you to decide if you want to be efficient or you don't want to be efficient by either using data or not using data. So yeah, thanks so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time for that presentation. Thank you so much. Please let's kindly use our clapping emoji to appreciate him for that presentation. Thank you so much. Just a moment. Okay. Just a moment, please. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for staying on this meeting to this moment. Thank you, Mr. Sampson, for that interesting and engaging section and presentations. Please, if you have a question, you can kindly use the end raise emoji to ask your question, and you can also use the chat to ask your question as well. We have spent a lot of a longer time here on this webinar, and we appreciate your time. We appreciate you joining. Please, if you have a question, please, you can use the chat or you raise your hands. While we wait for people that want to ask questions, as we have a lot of people dropping off this meeting at the moment, you can kindly still wait a bit while we round it off. We will soon call it an evening. Certainly, we call it an evening. But we appreciate you joining us this evening. So please, if you have a question, but while we wait, I would like to appreciate all our speakers this evening. Mr. Sampson, for his wonderful presentation and engagement. That was superb, I must say. Mr. Olajide BOY, thank you so much for your presentation, and also Mr. Ayodeji, the founder, the Peach Creed. Thank you so much for your presentation as well. So without much ado, right, I will be calling on Mr. Samuel, the CEO and founder of NextSwitch, okay, we have a question from David. Please, David, you can please go ahead with your question.
Okay. Once again, this your presentation, Mr. Sampson, was a good one. Very, very good. But I do want to know though, for someone starting out, how many hours, like per day or maybe per week, would you suggest the person puts in, considering the person is a student, maybe a high school student or a college student or a university student?
Yeah, David, sorry, when you say put in, what do you mean put into what, sorry?
Like, towards, you said we should be like trying to make some like, or get some details like every single day, or like reviewing maybe like how much we spend per day or like things like that basically. So like I'm just like, how much hours per day do you think, or would you suggest, would you advise us to put into our work every single day?
Okay. So when it comes to like data capturing, I mean, it's not necessarily something you put time to. What you just do is set up data points, right? So data points are things that just simply capture those data. Then at the end of the day, you can probably now come back to like just check what's up. For example, like going back to the student example that you just mentioned, right? I think what I said then was talking about screen time, right, and stuff like that, how much time you spend on your phone and all stuff, right? So I mean, your phone already has screen time integrated in it. You going back there to like just check, okay, how much time did I spend on this app? How much time did I spend on this app? And all of the stuff. Do you get it? So that's data points, and just captures data. So you cannot spend time to capture that data. You just go back to check it. Also, when you have a website, right? You, for example, if you're a business owner and you have a website, you can just integrate Google Analytics into your website, right? And you don't have to be, I mean, you don't have to capture that data by yourself. At the end of the week or the day, whatever interval you want to use, you can always go back to your Google Analytics and look at what data it has captured and now make decisions of that data. So you don't necessarily invest time into collecting data. I mean, you're meant to spend time running your business. You just set up data points that can help you capture those data, and you just go back to check them at intervals.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Sampson, for that answer to David's question. If you have any other question, you can also drop in the chat or raise your hands. But in the meantime, I want everyone that have stayed this long on this call to use clap emoji to appreciate yourself, celebrate yourself, please. You can use it as many times as possible. Please use the clap emoji to celebrate yourself for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Please kindly check the chat room to join the WhatsApp group, because apart from the fact that you joined this section this evening and you're able to interact and gain a lot, from different speakers that we have interacted with this evening, right? We have a lot more for you as we are looking to enter the next year, 2025. We have a lot. We have a lot of discounts. We have a lot of freebies for you as a business owner, and also for individuals that want to go into digital marketing, or you want to learn one or two skills in the tech space, right? And that is some of the benefit for you attending this webinar this evening. And in this slide, kindly use there's a link that has been dropped in the chat. Please kindly use it to join the group, right? Kindly use it to join the group. You can also reach out to Next Switch. We have Next Switch Academy, where you can learn different tech skills, right, ranging from software development, web development, data analysis. Mr. Sampson has spoken about data, right? You can get to a proficiency level in data analysis and data analytics. So you can join us at Next Switch Academy for that. And also, if you're a business owner, you are looking at developing tech solutions for your business, right? Next Switch is also the platform for you to leverage on to build a tech solution for your business, right? Mr. Jide spoke about you having a website to have a landmark, right, and a footprint on the internet, right? It's very essential, right? So you can actually leverage your Next Switch to create a website for your business, or a specific web app or a mobile app for your business, right? We are here to support you all the way, right? And we are very certain that in 2025, your business will scale and thrive. And we are giving you the opportunity and the platform to thrive and to succeed, because 2025 will come with its own challenges, with its own challenges. And of course, for you to prepare ahead, you need to also equip your business, make it sustainable, and make it scalable. And I can tell you for a fact, with the innovation and the trends in technology, it's very important that you prepare ahead of it. Thank you so much for that. And I want to appreciate some individuals that are currently on the call, right? Just to give it a shout out, right? Comfort Peter, thank you. David Olawole, Esther Oshade, Bemi, Ibrahim Ololade, Yanolua Olabode, Mary Anoluapo, Oladayo Ayodeji, thank you for joining, for staying on the call at this moment. Olamide, Olayemi, Precious Onifade, and Tunde Olajde. Thank you so much. Please, you can celebrate yourself. We have ends from Oladayo Ayodeji. Please go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask a question.
No, I'm not about to ask a question. No, I was just trying to.
Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. It's very great to hear your voice, please. Thank you. Thank you. And if you have any comments or you want to ask any question as a business owner or as an individual in the digital space, you can also ask, right? You can also ask. You can also ask. Please, the floor is open for you. While we are going to be closing this section this evening in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes. Thank you so much. I await your responses. I await your responses.
Okay, a quick one from me. I let that
Okay,
you
please
have
go ahead.
used a link on the group or on the mess on the chat thing for a group. I can't see the link. Maybe when I just maybe I joined because I joined the meeting a bit late. Can we still get a link to join the group?
Okay, okay. I'm going to be dropping the link again now. Okay, I just dropped the link again now. Thank you so much, Oladayo. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. And also for you that you are looking at maybe learning a new skill in tech or upskilling or building a solution for your tech solution for your business, right? I will call it out a number that you can also reach out to via on WhatsApp, right? Or and you can call as well as a mobile call. Please, you can call 090-1858-5648. I'm going to type it in the chat room as well, but let me call it again. It is 090-1858-5648. That line will get you directly to the next switch, hotline. Right. So thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Is Mr. Sam still on the call? Before we wrap up, maybe a couple of things from him.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Adeoti. Thank you to Mr. Olajide BOY. Thank you to Mr. Samson and Mr. Ayodeji. So we so much appreciate, you've given us a lot already this evening. I mean, it's so massive, right? So I think in addition to what Mr. Adeoti said about 2025, we are all getting ourselves prepared for 2025, and we don't want it to meet us unaware. We don't just want to get there as if we get there like as a mistake. We don't want to be a mistake in 2025. We want to make sure we thrive and all of that. So that's why if you are looking, that's why we are proposing this, that if you are looking to upskill yourself, just as it said, especially the business owners that would like to also know how to do one or two things with their brand, with their digital assets as well. Maybe you want to go into digital marketing, or you just want to know one or two things, or maybe how to manage your business in the digital space and all of that. So that's why the Next Switch Academy is there for you. You can reach out through the line that was displayed, that was shared with us earlier, right? And another thing is from our supporter, from our program support, that's Leaders Hub, they are going to be offering SME businesses, right? At least we are giving 10 businesses a discount promo on website design. So Mr. Lajide discussed with us about the need for us to get a website. It is not enough that you have Instagram, Facebook, and all of that alone. You can also have a website. It can even be maybe showing a basic information about your business. At least people can search Google and get a direct contact with you through your website, right? So Leaders Hub is going to be supporting us with website design at a very discounted rate. So we would like to know your interest on the group shared with you, right? There's a group link that have been shared in the comment section. Check the group, join the group, and on that group, make your intention know that, oh, you want to partake in this. You want to also have a website designed by Leaders Hub for your business. Just indicate in the what's called in the chat room. Then we'll be able to address you and take it up from there. So thank you so much for everyone for joining. Thank you for joining, and I believe this is a success already for us. We've learned a lot already. And I think before we dismiss this meeting, I would like to hear one or two persons to share with us what actually stood out for him or her, right? For them during this the course of this meeting. So I will call Ms. Precious. I don't know, I can't get the full name actually, but I can see Precious. So I would like to hear from you what actually stood out for you. I mean, from the 3 sessions we had earlier. Thank you. All right, my Precious, are you there?
Precious Unifade.
Okay, Precious Unifade.
Yes. Okay. If there is any other person that is open to that, just to put in a few words for to share your takeaway from this section, right? Please, you can unmute, and it will be my pleasure as well, and our pleasure to see your face as you speak. Oladayo, you spoke earlier. It's very nice that it would be very nice to have you again, speak. You joined late, but regardless, David has been speaking. David, also, you can also unmute and share your camera if you're open to that. Thank you.
Good evening. I think I
Good
joined a
evening.
bit late. I mean, the little I joined was a very awesome one, and I was almost asking, is there room for recording? Can I have access to some of the things that were being said when I was not here? And I think I was going about when we were talking about the data analysis, taking data, the how high, ensuring that whichever area is investing on in your business, you are being technically return, not investing in an aspect of the business where there's no significant return from. I believe there's still a lot to learn from so many things that were said. So if there's room and there's an opportunity to get some of the recording, if there's a recording or so, I think I would like to get that. Thank you. And it also was a great nice to be here.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. So sure, we have recording of this video. We have the recording of this video, and that's why we want everyone to join that group. The group link that was shared earlier, you can join the group because through that group, we'll be able to communicate with you alongside every other benefits or information that will be coming later on, right? So when you join that group, you also have direct access. Coupled with the fact that for some of us that register for this event, we have our email addresses, right? We can also forward the recording to you via the email. So that's, I think that is okay, right? Thank you so much. I guess Mr. David want to lend his voice as well.
Yeah, I just want to thank you because I won't lie, like this journey is not that easy because like you barely find that much people that are going to do it with you. It's a lonely one, but being on this Zoom meeting call tonight, I'm sure on this Google Meet call, as I don't know, I'm just glad. But like I'm still quite young, as you can see, and I thank all the speakers out there and everybody that joined this call today. I want to say thank you to the hostess and the moderators too. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate that, right? Thank you so much for the feedback you're giving us. Thank you so much. And I think I would like to call someone. I don't know if the person has one or two things to share with us, but I will just call that person regardless. So, Mrs. Comfort, I don't know if you can hear us. All right. Thank you so much.
Hello. Hello. Thank
Good
you
evening,
for
ma. Good
having
evening,
me.
ma.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I've been on the road for like over 1 hour. I could not hear anything. I just came back and I joined in, but I know I missed a lot. But thank you for saying that it was recorded and we can be able to go back to listen to it. What I got from, I don't know, was sharing was scalability. That has been on my mind. I heard someone say, is your business scalable? And I've been thinking about that for some days, so I know it is scalable. I know it's possible. It's the how that was shared, but I need more deeper understanding of how to do it. Thank you once again for this meeting. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much for that. And talking about consultation, I believe many of us with businesses have one or two questions on our mind, especially the fear of what's called scalability, just as she said, right? I know a lot of us have a lot of doubts about our businesses, about the ideas we have, about, oh, am I going to succeed in this line of business I'm on? Or all of those questions, right? So that's the reason why we also have the room for consultation, right? And more reasons why you should join the group link that was shared. So we are going to be having some professionals, some thought leaders, and consultants as well in the group to address us, going forward. So talking about your questions, about your fear, about your your doubts and everything, I believe with the set of expertise we have on ground, you should be able to gain clarity on that, especially those that are looking to digitalize their business. Maybe you've been running your business, traditionally before, and you're looking at, okay, can I get this done, in the digital space? And, you have this fear of, how am I going to do it? I don't have that billion, I don't have that trillion or whatever funding, right? So now we have some people that will actually help you to navigate this road. And I believe that's why we have this meeting. And it's really going to bless whoever is in need of it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Over to you, Mr. Dirty.
Thank you so much, Comfort, for that. And just a little bit of addition to what Mr. Samuel said, right? You're not even going to get just the tech aspect, right? Even the people aspect support, right? You are going to be getting it as well. And, we have a partner that we have a partner, right, for this webinar, which is Zura Resources. So even for your people management, managing your staff, and that also contributes to scalability. That support is there for you, apart from the, in addition to the tech support. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. And I'm very sure that we've been able to achieve a lot of things, and believe that we have some key takeaways on how to effectively advertise our business and our product, and conversion for increase our conversion rate using optimization techniques, how to build strong online brand, sustainable growth strategies using data, and measuring and analyzing digital performance accordingly. So on this note, I would like to appreciate everyone, appreciate the host of this webinar, that is NetSwitch, and also all our partners. Midan, thank you so much for supporting on this webinar. Thanks to Zura Resources, thanks to Leaders Hub, and all thanks to Creed. On this note, we are saying please enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a good night, and thank you. And if you have any question, you can join the group and ask further questions. The phone number dropped in the chat. You can use that as well to reach out to NetSwitch as well. Thank you so much. and have a great evening. So you can wave your hands, you can turn on your camera and just wave at this point, or use your emoji to say good night. I want to hear some people's voice. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good
Okay, good
night.
night.
Good night.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
All right.